Hello.
Okay. Have you installed the Node.js?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah. Try practicing the examples. So presently you are free, right? Whole day.
Yeah.
Correct?
What did you say, Ramesh?
Yeah. Are you working or what is your daily activities?
No, I'm not working actually in my house.
Okay. So I mean to say you have some time to spend on this, right? Daily,
Yeah,
2 to 3 hours. Correct?
actually, yeah, I'm practicing also. But
Okay.
I'm a little slow learning, so it takes me some
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Fine. So so yesterday we covered Webpack, right?
Yes.
Okay, what I will suggest, right? If you have a printer, right?
Mm.
Okay, take a printout, whatever the material I have given, right?
Okay.
Take a printout so that you can refer via book, right?
Yeah.
Instead of studying from soft copy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we yesterday we covered the Webpack. Okay, Webpack is a build tool. Mainly, it is intended for module bundler. Okay, so whatever the project that we develop, every project will have assets like JavaScript files, HTML files, CSS files, images, or any other files. So what this Webpack will treat all the assets as a modules. It makes all the assets as a modules so that we can easily use across our application. So what are the core concepts that we covered, like entry point, right?
Yeah.
So by default, in order to make dependency graph, it require an entry point. The default entry point is src index.js, correct?
Yeah.
So next output. Output means whatever the modules that it bundles, where it has to keep them, correct?
Mm.
So by default, it will keeps into the dist folder. We can configure it by using webpack.config.js, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what is the use of loaders?
I mean, it transforms files into modules.
Correct. So by using the predefined loaders according to our file extension, we have to go for that particular loader in order to make files as a modules. Yesterday we saw how CSS we make it as a module, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Plugins is the core and heart part of Webpack. So if we want to customize any feature related to the Webpack, we can go for the plugins. Okay, mode and browser compatibility. By default, it will be into the production mode. We can choose development also. If you choose the production and development, the change is it minimize the build files. Like if you go for production, it tries to minimize the contents of the bundler files. Okay, browser compatibility. It is compatible for all ECMAScript 5 compliant browsers. So it won't work for IE8 and below browsers are not supported. Okay, Webpack runs on Node.js version which is greater than 8.x. Okay, so next we are going to cover React.js, right? Okay, introduction to React.js intro we are going to cover. So what is React.js? Okay, we can say React.js is a open source JavaScript library. Okay, which is used for creating dynamic and interactive user interfaces for mobile and web applications. Okay, used for creating dynamic and interactive user interfaces for mobile and web applications. Okay, so by using React, we can create only the view part of the application. Like so, we have MVC based applications, right? Most of the applications, whatever we develop in the IT industry, all are MVC based application. What is M? Any idea? No. Okay. Model View Controller. Okay, we will discuss this later. Okay, so it is a, we can say, a design pattern. Okay, I will cover this once we comes for the Redux part. Okay. Now, the view part, right? Whatever you are seeing view part, the view part we can develop by using the React.js. Okay, view part we can develop by using React.js. View is nothing but UI layer or UI part. Okay. So, okay, the performance of the applications was good if we are going to develop mobile apps or single page application website. Good if we develop mobile apps or SPS, single page applications or single page websites. Okay, we will cover what is the SPA in a later time. So next, React journey. Okay, who owned by React.js? Which company? Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So it created by Jordan Wake, who was the software engineer at Facebook. Okay, this was first deployed on Facebook's newsfeed in 2011. Later, it was used in the Instagram also in 2012. Correct? First, it used for Facebook newsfeed in 2011, and it also used in Instagram in 2013. Okay, next. It was open sourced at JavaScript conference in US in May 2013. Okay, now it is time to learn the React features. Why we have to go for the React in order to develop any website or web application, right? So, what is the first feature we can say? Virtual DOM. React has a feature called Virtual DOM. Next, we have a feature called Components. Next, we have a feature called JSX. Next, we have, it provides a good performance and it will provide the one-way data binding, and also it will be used to develop the mobile applications by using the React Native. Okay, so if we take any website, what I will take one website called redbus.in. Okay, so what is the purpose of redbus.in? Its purpose is to provide the bus tickets, right? Okay. If we see here, what we can select from and to, right? So I will select from. Okay, so here what you observed. So it is showing the list of buses that provide these routes, right?
Yes.
So if we see here, what is the commonality that we are seeing in this page? Okay, we are seeing this is the common, right, for every element, right? If you see here, these two are common, correct?
Yes.
Again, these two are common, correct?
Yes.
I mean to say it is a like one template, correct? Here. So, what we can say, by using this template, they are regenerating the UI, right? Like only the data will change from one template to another template, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in our web application world, we call this as a component, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what is component? Component, we can say it is a UI block, correct? It is a UI block or UI element. I can say it is a part of the UI block and it provides good structure or meaningful information. Correct?
Yes.
You can see here, these are the components, right? We can say it is an UI block. In this UI block, we are able to see the operator name and logo and bus type and number of buses and fare, right? So in this way, you can see this one also. Here it shows what is the type of bus and what is the time and what is the rating and where it will start and how many seats available, what are the single seats or double seats. Okay, so how we are going to develop the same one if we are going to use the direct JavaScript, right? Without using any framework. If we want to develop the similar feature, how we are going to develop? Can you tell? So we have to create a one div, right?
Yeah.
Div ID is equal to what we can say? Bus routes info. Correct?
Yeah.
Under this, what we have to do? We have to create the divs which are corresponding with data, correct?
Yes.
We can say create government providers div, correct?
Yeah.
Create private, right? Private providers div. Correct? How we are going to create? By implementing the DOM manipulation, right?
Yes.
By creating the div element, by adding the data to the div, after that what we are going to do? We are going to append all these divs to this original div, correct? Yeah. So if we are going to use the JavaScript, what we are doing? We are doing the lot of DOM manipulations, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if we are interacting directly DOM with the application, so it will take time to render the page. Okay, DOM manipulations are the DOM interactions are very costly. Okay, so that's why React.js was introduced a new concept called virtual DOM. So the virtual DOM, what it will do? It will update from the current DOM to the next DOM. Whatever the data that it changed, it only updates only that information by using the virtual DOM. Updates the only changed information, whatever it changed from previous rendering. Okay, if you see, okay, the HTML parser, right? So the HTML parser, what it will do, by using the whatever the browser that we are using, by using that JavaScript engine, it will parse the HTML and it will create a DOM tree. Then it will render the DOM tree to the browser. Correct?
Yeah.
So, but if we have like CSS, right? If you have not only HTML, every page contains the cascading style sheets as well. So in that case, what it will do, every JavaScript engine will be use of HTML parser and CSS parser. Okay, by using those two, it will convert our styles and HTML files, and it will make every DOM tree, and it renders the DOM tree to our browser. So what will happen? So whenever if we are going to update any one of the DOM interaction, right? If we perform any DOM interaction, what it is going to do? It is always going to start constructing whole this process from start onwards. Again, it will construct the DOM tree by using HTML parser plus CSS parser. Okay. If we are going to use the React.js, it has a virtual DOM. So by using the virtual DOM, what it will do, whatever the changes that are updates from previous rendering to the current rendering, it only updates that particular interactions to the browser. Okay, it won't tries to update whole DOM tree again and again for any simple DOM interaction. Okay, understood that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next, this is about the virtual DOM. Next, we have the components, right? I just want to tell them. So in React, we are going to work with the React DOM instead of the JavaScript DOM, whatever it provides. Okay, so React gives us the virtual DOM in the form of React DOM. Okay, I can say it is an API in order to work with the virtual DOM. Next, components. Okay, we can say components are the heart of any UI library, right?
Yes.
Okay, heart of all UI libraries are React application. Okay, what is the purpose of component? Okay, the component can be made up of multiple components, and each component is responsible for outputting a small or reusable piece of HTML code. Responsible for outputting small reusable piece of HTML code. Correct? So whenever we are planning to build any component, so the component always must have a purpose to render something in the UI. Understood?
Yeah.
So here, if you see, if we treat this application or this page as a component set, how we are going to consider what are the components that we are going to take, right? If you see, this way we can take it as a header component, correct?
Yeah.
This we can take it as a footer component, correct? Not this. This one, right? We can consider it as a footer component, and this one also, correct? So every page must have a header and footer component, and also it contains the one more component called, what we can say, this component, bus heading component, I can say, correct? In this it will show the breadcrumb from which, what is the path for this website view, right? So we can call it as a breadcrumb or the navigation, correct? Where it has to navigate from this page, and also it shows the current page. Okay, here it will shows the routes. Next, here it will shows the filters, correct?
Yeah.
This also we can take one component, departure time. Next we have bus types, arrival time, boarding point, dropping point, right? Operator, RTC bus type, amenities. All these things we can consider as a components, correct? So if you see here,
Yes.
this one is one component. Inside that we have another components. So if we want to create any complex applications, so first we have to think of how we have to segregate or divide into the small components in order to render the reusable components, correct?
Yeah.
Reusability. So in order to build the complex components, okay, so it can have a one app component. Inside that you will have all these components, correct? Okay. Next we have next feature called JSX. Okay. JSX is nothing but JavaScript extension XML. Extension or XML. Okay. Prior to the JSX, everyone uses the pure React.js to develop the React.js application. So after introducing the JSX only, React becomes very popular. Okay, so if we want to work with the pure React.js, it is something like working with any programming languages. So in industry, most of the UI developers does not know programming language, right? So they were feel that React is very hard to learn and develop the application. So the JSX introduced something like, it is similar to HTML template language. So by using JSX, we can develop any UI like HTML structure. Okay, so in future we are going to learn JSX only. Okay, next we have one-way data binding. Okay, React.js follows one-way data binding or unidirectional data flow, which gives the better control throughout the application. Okay, we will see in our coming sessions how it will do the one-way data binding, right? Or unidirectional data binding. Okay, next we have another feature called React Native. Okay. React Native is a open source mobile application framework which was given by the React. Okay. So by using React, we can develop both web applications as well as mobile apps by using the React. Okay, so the React Native uses the React internally in order to build the mobile applications. So the only difference between the React Native and our web application implementation is the DOM, whatever we are going to render for application. In case of web applications, it is going to use the React DOM. I mean to say, internally it uses the browser DOM in order to render the web applications. Okay, in case of React Native, it uses the what we can say mobile related thing in order to render the UI. Okay, based on the underlying operating system of our mobile, it uses that to render the UI of React. Okay, clear, right? So these are the React features. You can say what are the React features? Virtual DOM, components, JSX. It provides the good performance, one-way data binding, and React Native. Okay. Next we will see how we are going to develop the applications by using React.js, right? Okay. So first I am going to take the pure React. Okay, we are not going to deal with any JSX, okay, until some time. First, we are trying to understand how we are going to use the pure React in order to develop the React applications. Okay, so why we have to go for the pure React? So if we want to debug anything, if we learn the pure React, it will be easy for us to understand if we face any issues in our application. Okay. Next, React Node or React Elements. Suppose if we want to create a node, I want to create something like h1 hello world. Correct? How we are going to create by using the DOM? The DOM API is a collection of object set. By using those objects, we can interact with the browser. Correct? So, in order to create this h1 hello world, what we are going to do? We are going to create like document dot create element, right? h1, then put inner text is equal to hello world. Next, we are appending this to one div. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I can say the browser DOM is made up of DOM elements. Is made up of DOM elements, correct? Simply, we can say React DOM is made up of which elements? We can say React elements, right? Okay. DOM elements and React elements may look same, but they are actually quite different while rendering to the browser. By using the React elements, we can achieve the performance faster, right? Yeah. Okay. React elements are the instructions for the browser DOM, how we are going to render our UI, right? So now, what is the syntax to create the React element? Okay, syntax. Okay, by using create element method of React library, we can create the React elements. Okay, it's like React dot create element, correct?
Yes.
Inside that, we have to specify type and props and also children. I will explain each and everything. Correct? By using create element method of React library, we can create the React elements. Now we have to see each and every argument. What is type? Here, type can be a string which represents an HTML element or any custom HTML element or a React component. Type represents a string. It can be a HTML element or it can be a custom element, custom HTML element, or it can be a React component. Next, props. Okay, the props can be null or it is an object containing attributes or props and values. Okay, it can be null or it can be an object which containing the attributes and props for the type whatever we are going to specify. Okay, you will be understanding once we will see the example. Okay, the props can be used to provide the attributes for our React elements. Okay, next we have children, right? Okay, children can be null or a string that gets inserted as a text node for this type attribute, for this type argument. That turned into a text node, or it can be an instance of React.create class or React.create element. Okay, so once we will see the example, you will understand the in very better way. Okay, type represents the string which is a HTML element or a custom HTML element, or we can specify any React element. The props is used to provide the attributes or props to our element whatever we created by passing the type value. Okay, it can be null. If we don't want to specify any attributes, we can do it. Correct? Children can be null or a string which is going to be inserted as a text node for our type, or it can be an instance of create class or React.create element. Okay, now I'm going to create an React element which I want to render as a H1 hello world. Okay, now how we are going to do this? By using the create element method, right? React.create element. What I told, what is the first argument that it is going to specify a string, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we can say which defines which type of element that we want to create. Okay, in this case, I want to create which type of element? H1 element, right? Are you following?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what is the second argument? Second argument is the props, right? I don't have, do I have any attributes here for this H1? No, right?
No. And
I can pass null as a null to represent the no attributes. Correct? Next.
yes.
The second argument, sorry, the third argument specifies what we are going to insert for this type. What we are going to insert for this H1 element? Between H1 opening and closing, what we are going to insert?
Text.
Which text?
Hello world.
Hello world, right?
Yeah.
Now understood whatever I explained earlier?
Yeah.
Now, type represents the type of element which we are going to create. Here I am going to create a type of element H1. So that's why I specified H1 element. Next. Props. Do we have any props here?
No.
No, right? That's why it's specified as null. If we have props, we can specify them as an object. Okay, children. Next, children. Children is string that is going to insert between the opening and closing of the type whatever we specified. So that's why I specified hello world as a text I want to insert between the H1 opening and closing tag.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we will see the first example. So React provides two libraries. What are those? React and React DOM. Okay, I can say React is a core library to work with the React components. Okay, React DOM is a library which is required to render our React components to the browser. So why they have taken this route is like they have introduced a new concept called or framework called React Native, right?
Yeah.
So in case of React Native, they don't want to render the React components to the browser. Actually, they want to render via app, right?
Okay.
So that's why they have introduced React DOM in order to render the React components to the browser. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm going to create our Hello World React application by using the browser. So what I will do, first I will create one HTML page, right? Okay, script I don't want any. I want to give title, TITL, React, hello world, save as. Okay, I don't want any body, right? Okay. So I created the style mention simple body. Okay, how I can create a React element in the script tag, right? Where we will create our JavaScript code. Inside of script, right?
Yes.
I want to render h1 hello world. React dot create element. What is the first type? Which
H1 heading.
element we want to render? H1, right?
Yes.
What is the text that we want to insert for this HTML H1 tag? I want to insert hello world. Correct?
Yes.
Now, is our application or is our HTML page is going to run?
Yes.
Okay.
But no body.
Without body, right? So now I'll open this. How I can open? Okay, we are getting error. Uncaught reference error. React is not defined. Is a inbuilt DOM object is React? No, right? So we must specify where to get the React for our browser, right?
Yeah.
So for that, we have to use the. Have you tried jQuery anytime?
Yeah, I tried, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. So in order to use the jQuery, what you have done? Have you loaded the jQuery library into your browser by using HTML, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which links you have used in your local or CDN links used in order to load them?
I think local.
Local, okay. We can also use the CDN links, right? So
Yeah.
here you can see unpackage.com provides some CDN links for our any JavaScript library. Okay, so for this, what I have done, I am taking React library in order to load this React, right? You're seeing, right? I'm copying this. So it gives us the React core features, correct? If I copy here, you can see, which represents the version of the React.js and the file of the React. How we can load this script? src is equal to let me refresh this. Now our error is gone. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now we created the React element, but we have not displayed the React element to the browser, correct?
Yes.
Okay. For that, we have a React DOM. Okay. By using the React DOM, we can render our React components to the browser. React components are React elements to the browser. So React DOM provides one method called render method. Okay. React DOM dot render method. Okay. Inside of this, what it will take? It will take the first argument as a element or component. Next, it takes the DOM node. Okay. I can say for which DOM it has to render the React node, correct? We are specifying React DOM dot render. Which element we are going to render? React element. But for which DOM node we are going to render, that we have to specify as a second argument. Are you following?
Yeah.
So I'm going to create one container called React container, right? So I want to render my React element to this React container. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, for that what we have to do? React DOM dot render method, correct?
Yes.
Which one we are going to render? This React element. So I will take this element into one variable. Correct, where we want to render this? I want to render to this DOM node. How we can get this DOM node? By using document dot get element by ID, correct?
Yes.
Now our HTML page will load properly. No, right? Since we don't specify any library to get the React DOM. So what we have to do? we have to take the React DOM or to load the React DOM for our HTML page. Okay, just refresh now. Okay, uncaught invariant violation. Why? Okay. So the reason behind this is we have to load the script tag after load of the body. Understood? Why we got earlier error? Since document dot get element by ID div container. If I give this in this script tag, how we can give console.log div node. Just refresh this. What you got?
Div node null.
Why?
Yes, null.
Why null? Since your head tag, right, head will be loaded prior to the body to the DOM, correct?
Yeah.
So in this DOM, what it will do, it tries to execute your script tag, correct?
Yes.
Since we have written globally. So our body didn't loaded so far. So that's why if we are trying to get the document dot get element by ID, you will get null. Now if we place this after the load of the body, clear, right? Now, so you understand this one, React DOM dot render is used to render our React elements to the browser. Clear?
Can you repeat the last line?
Yeah, sure. So by using render, we can render our React elements to the browser, correct? By using React DOM dot render method. Without rendering the React elements, you won't be able to see in them in the UI. Just it is a orphaned React elements. There is no use of creating React elements without rendering to the UI, correct?
Yeah.
So in order to render these React elements, we must use the React DOM dot render method. Okay, now next example we'll see. I want to render an ordered list. Correct? How we are going to do it? I want to ul, right? Li, I can say features virtual DOM slash li, right? JSX. Next we have components. Okay, I want to render one UI like this. I have H1 React features. Okay, I want to render one HTML like this. How we are going to do it? Now I will save this as a okay. First I created H1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, H1. What we can say this one? React features, right? I have appended this to our React container. Let it be header heading. Okay, now if we load this, you will get React features. Next, I want to insert, right? I want to insert an unordered list, right? I want to create one list like this. How I can do it? Can you tell? First, we have to create the elements, right?
Yes.
How we can create element? React dot create element. What is the element? Li, right?
Yes.
Do we have any attributes? No, null. What I am going to give? I am going to give feature called components. Let me create the second feature. What we can say? Virtual DOM. Okay. Now we have created the first feature, and second feature, and third feature. All are these LIs, right? Next, what we are going to create? We are going to create UL, right?
Yeah.
How we can do it? React DOM dot, React dot create element for this class UL. Correct? Do we have any properties? No, right? what are the elements or what are the things that I want to insert between this UL. All these LIs, right?
Yeah.
We can do it by using an array of LIs. Understood?
Yeah.
Now I created the let UL element. Now I can render this to our React container. Okay, if I refresh this, you will get components, JSX and virtual DOM. Understood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see how it is posted. See, since we added the script tag after the or prior to the document.getElement by ID, right? But still we are able to see this one, all the div elements. Observe?
Yes.
Yeah. So next, currently it is showing like this, but I want to add this features also, right? React features. For that, what we can do? We can create heading. It is overriding here 19 and 24, correct?
Yeah.
So for this, what I can do, I will create one more div element, correct?
Yeah.
What it contains? Div. What it should contain?
None.
What this div should contain? This should contain heading and this features list, right?
Yes.
Where I have this features list, an order list, UL element. If I refresh this, understood?
Yes.
Okay, we created div and under that you will have an order list. Okay. Tomorrow we will see how we are going to add the styles and how we can add the properties, right? That we will see in the next section.
Okay.
So just practice this example. So I think if you go to any other institute or anywhere, right, no one will teach this. So even they won't know this one. So you have to understand pure React before going to the JSX. I will show you the magic by using JSX, how easily we can create this simple UI mockup, right?
Okay.
By using pure React, is it easy to create the simple HTML structure, whatever we created?
Yeah.
Is it easy or difficult?
Like HTML and JavaScript was, regular HTML was a little bit easier. Why do we use React in this?
Correct. It is very difficult for a UI developer. like creating like this,
Yeah.
correct? Okay, that's why they were introduced the JSX. Okay, you will understand once we start the JSX. Mostly I will start the JSX in tomorrow's class. Okay, I will ping if we have a class at today 8:30 or 9 p.m. I will ping before 1 hour. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, I check. Tomorrow morning, no. It's Friday morning. Friday morning I'll be busy. Friday evening.
Okay, for you, okay. Friday morning, you will be busy, yeah? Okay, fine. No issue then. Tomorrow, same time we will meet in my morning time, 6:30. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.